Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry for the whole. Yeah, we missed an episode.
Yeah.
So, this is probably going to be still a little bit back. Because we don't know the time we upload.
My people got COVID, you know what I'm saying? They had to miss out on a few days, but it's okay. We're back,
that's basically what
and we're ready to get started again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We warned it up.
It's going to be a little confusing because there's going to be a few episodes that come out before this that we already had recorded. That was my fuck up because I was supposed to upload them on Mondays.
But it's okay. We're going to have some fresh episodes out for you.
Yeah. We back on the grind.
Yes, sir.
And,
we got a guest.
we got
JP.
JP.
Yes, sir.
Is that his new nickname? Didn't we call him JP last time?
Yeah.
He got a new nickname. That's straight. So what's up?
Nothing much.
His old mans didn't even clap for him.
Just trying to see the Rapids.
What's up?
So,
we got JP over here. What's up, JP? How you been, man?
I didn't expect that applause. That was weird.
You asked for an applause when you mean.
Alright. Okay. So, tell us about some weird mythical stuff that you've probably seen over in England, I'm sure.
Mythical creatures, urban legends.
Nothing.
I didn't really see anything.
What did you hear of? Did you hear of any unicorns roaming around in the streets of
I'm kind of scared because this is on a podcast.
Worcestershire?
What?
Because everybody's going to be able to hear it, you know. People are going to start freaking out.
Just say
typing away,
say
you know.
Yeah, I understand, but you know what? They must hear it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
They must hear it.
So they got to hear.
You guys ever walk outside, right? Like you wake up. Let me serve. You wake up, first thing off, right? And you go outside and you look up and you see smoke in the sky but no planes. And then you realize it's just been there, just sitting there, right?
Smoke.
Is it fog?
Like, is it fog?
No,
Smoke?
almost like a jet's been through there, but no.
Oh,
jet.
okay.
You know, almost like a
the line, the little
stream.
stream.
Yeah, slipstream. Yeah.
Are you talking about
that a little weird?
You're talking about the Illuminati
What
stuff?
they call them?
No,
Chemtrails?
no,
Like chemtrails?
People want you to say it's chemtrails, but it's not.
But that's what you're talking about, right? Like that.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Are those dragon farts?
No. No, I'm sorry, that was rude. But that was funny.
No, man, I just don't know.
Okay, but what about it?
I just don't know. I just wondering if y'all had seen.
I mean, it's England.
Yeah.
It's probably some dragon farts.
I see it here. I see it here too. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You just look up in the sky, man. That's why they made the movie "Don't Look Up."
That should Steve. That should get some.
But it's actual for real. They don't want you to look up right now. You notice that they just discovered a black hole in the middle of our universe.
I'm sure.
Huh?
I'm sure.
I gotta take my pills. I'm starting to get angry.
I think I've heard something like that.
What the fuck?
You guys never heard about that?
I think I heard something like that.
Wow. This is. Hold on. Let me bring my phone for information. You guys are your class.
I'm confused. We got to last skinwalkers.
I guess.
No, this is an urban legend. We can get into this too.
Oh, this is more than urban.
Oh, this is real.
Yeah, this is modern.
This is modern.
It's a modern legend.
Modern legend.
Okay.
I mean, isn't urban modern?
Yeah.
It's not the same, my friend.
This is more modern.
But anyways, guys, when it comes to skinwalkers, I've never seen one.
I
feel like I might have. I live in the forest.
I feel like
I might have encountered them once or twice. I
You guys don't
know.
realize
No, I can
skinwalkers.
see it. Because, like, what it's called, I might have seen one at his house, too, so.
Pretty sure Gianna saw one.
I was with him.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Maybe that was another occasion.
Was it a squirrel?
No, bro, you tripping. That squirrel is not skinwalker.
Nah, I don't know.
Bro,
I'm telling you.
You're just scared because it was at night.
No.
I saw that squirrel during the day. It has a nest there.
Okay.
All right.
It has a nest there. It has babies.
But I'm just saying, the way
it's
when I saw
protected.
it, when we looked to the left, we saw like a big, like a bag going down, like Like before we saw the squirrel.
I don't know about that then.
And the way it was acting, I don't know.
It was probably one of those man-bear squirrels.
Maybe.
Probably.
All right. Anyways, listen. None of this would be existing, right? If it weren't for this black hole that happened. You guys wouldn't even realize. Like,
The Mandela effect.
have you guys realized that since 2010, every single year has
Talk about the
same amount?
Berenstein Bears.
2012.
No,
that
not
was
talking
after,
about
that was after 2012, no?
Yeah, around that time, maybe 2010, 2012 for some people.
Yeah.
It just felt like
For
a
some
weird
people.
shift, right? Weird shift.
Like, what do you mean?
There's
How
shit we
so?
don't know outside of our space.
How so? How do you feel the shift happened?
Do you feel the same? Like
I'm not
like
asking about what I feel. I'm asking about what you feel. How do you feel
He
about
wants to
How
get
do I
your
feel?
insight.
Okay. Every day feels like the same day. It started when I was a kid, like literally right after Christmas. I remember like right after Christmas, it was. I always am excited for Christmas. Christmas was exciting, right?
Yeah.
Literally after that 1 year of Christmas, I was like, what year was this? Maybe like 9, 10,
Yeah.
something like that. Every holiday, my birthday, it felt like a regular day. Nothing. I mean, stuff was exciting, yes, but it was
Yeah.
a different feeling of excitement. It wasn't like. It just felt like a different energy shift. It was just a different
Yeah.
like now if you think about like Halloween, all this other stuff, you think about it, it's just a different energy now, and this was like before I even grew up. So it's not even an excuse of that's what happens when you grow up. I was like 9, 10, even if I was even 12 at that point. I'm not like I'm getting ready to be a preteen, yeah, but I'm not even like a teenager getting to develop my mind. Like I'm still like a little kid not knowing really what's going on and stuff. That's like what 12th grade is or 12 years old is like what 6th grade or something like that.
I blame Drake. I think Drake did this
Look at this. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Why you saying Drake?
Listen,
because he came out in 2010,
Oh, shit.
and then
this was in May of this
he's
month,
the
right?
top thing ever since.
That is true. Yeah,
Listen. I'm a
there's all that
scientist,
money
and
too.
I came here to speak true facts. Right? I flew out here, and I'm trying to be serious with you guys. Now listen. On Thursday, right? On Thursday, they're in the center of our Milky Way galaxy, right? Because they're making new telescopes to put up in space. They found in quotes, a gentle giant, a supermassive black hole that is the equivalent of 4 million suns. That's in the center of our galaxy, and they just discovered that now. So that means that wherever we're at, we're just amongst this ring of a black hole in the center of the Milky Way, and slowly it's taking stars within our Milky Way and eating them up.
Oh, so we're slowly getting eaten up by a black hole.
In a way. And
It's just a matter of time. When is
it's
it be
very
us?
small, and it's a new one, which they think happened somewhat recently because the way they have a picture. I'll show you a picture.
So that
of it.
means we went into a different dimension.
No,
We're gonna-
it looks like this. It looks like that. That's what they
Yeah, I
say.
know exactly what you're talking about.
The middle part
I've
is
seen
the
that
black
thing.
hole. That's just energy that's literally, imagine a planet being sucked up. It's literally dragging like a long pasta string.
Yeah.
These are all planets and stars.
If you were to
Yeah,
fall into
yeah,
a black
right.
hole, you'd stretch out just like that.
My thing is how do you know that's a black hole? How do
What
you
do you
know?
mean?
How do you know if it's not just them showing you a zoomed up picture that makes it look like it's like a black
No, that's
hole?
that's an actual picture of a
Okay,
black
Yvonne,
hole.
Yvonne.
Yeah, that is.
Nah, I'm just saying people can do
Yvonne.
that.
I have a question. Why would the government come out and be like, "Hey, we found out"? They haven't even said it's dangerous. They just said, "Hey, look, we found that we get this new telescope that we just put in space that we told you guys we were spending a lot of money on. We found there's a black hole within our galaxy, and it's just sitting there, and it's a brand new one. Like it's not that old. It's basically a sun that died off, and then it literally, when they die off, they give off so much gravity within itself that it literally crushes itself till it becomes less than a can of soda, and then it expels out all the energy and it blows up, and then it becomes a black hole. That's what they call it. And literally it's just stuff sucking energy and light into I don't know
I feel like that's how the sun gets created. Maybe I don't know.
that's not how
It
sun gets
was
created.
already
No,
that.
it
It was already a
dies.
song.
It
Yeah,
dies.
that's how it
Yvonne,
ends.
it dies. That's why I was telling
I'm
you
sorry.
that.
I'm really high.
Come on.
I'm really high. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
look, I'm not even trying to say this because, like, I'm just literally asking because I don't know.
Yeah.
But aren't all stars suns?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
All stars.
I
are
do know
suns.
that. Yeah.
So
our sun
it
is
happens
star.
every time a star explodes, pretty much.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
It
supernova.
becomes a black
yeah,
hole.
that's what it's called. Yeah.
I remember learning that. And
In
fucking
science.
yeah,
And,
science
and
class.
the thing is that I think right? That when the shift happened, that's when like it allowed for a lot of people to really delve deep into some weird things that are going on. Our dimension is like shifting between others, and if you take certain drugs, it can help you see further.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude, the Berenstain Bears used to be spelled with an E, and now it's spelled with an A.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Mandela effects, right?
Yeah, but it's the same thing he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's
no,
talking about like
it
a
is,
shift in
it is.
reality, basically.
Yeah,
That-
with the
do
Mandela
you think-
effect, it's like almost like a time, like we've entered into a whole different dimension. This is like our dimension is just being shifted and played with right now because of the energy of the black hole.
Yeah.
Can a black hole be made though if we switch into a different dimension, like universe or whatever, like galaxy? Can that create like a black hole?
Bro, I don't fucking know.
They say that
I feel like
What
I feel like
is
that
that?
could. I feel like that could.
I don't know, man. You gotta have to ask the
They say
scientists.
that.
But I feel like that could do. Like, it could
I've done a
do
lot
that.
of research. Okay, about space. They say when you do that, like that's what this one scientist right now in Germany is trying to do.
What?
He is trying to make an actual time machine. And basically, it's not like what you think, where you can travel from here to George Washington or the dinosaurs. Basically, he explained it like this. So imagine he makes this time machine right here, right? It's 2021. So let's say he makes it May of 2021. You can travel any time into the future from May 2021.
It's gonna be a
Or
different
2022,
universe or dimension.
But anytime you go back, you can't go further than when this door was created. You can't go forward.
Ooh.
You can't go backwards. Now that people were questioning, like, oh shit, does that mean that like anybody in the future can just go at any point within May of 2022 to whenever 3000 whatever and steal any invention, and then it just constantly happens because anybody can do it. So like, imagine 10 people have the same idea and they just keep killing off. So then what happens to inventions? What happens to all that stuff? And the thing is, this machine that he's making, he's proven a way that it can actually work, where it will make you slow down in time or some bullshit, and like it requires the same amount of energy as the sun in order to make.
Oh wow.
And you guys can do research. It's literally, if you search up
I
scientists
think I remember
making
seeing a
time
video like
machine
that.
in Germany,
Actually,
he started making the time machine because basically, I guess in the war he lost his dad or something. So then he became a professor. He has PhDs in all sorts of sciences and all that. And now he devotes all this time to try and
Weren't they trying to make a black hole, a man-made one?
I don't know.
I heard something about
oh, that's
that.
what the that one underground tunnel is. Like it speeds up the protons or electrons.
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
heard that they were trying to make a man-made black hole, and that they almost got it too. I just don't
know why
know
they-
so
I don't know
much
why they
about
would
the
wanna
info
do that
because I
shit,
don't
though.
remember.
Just to see what.
They're gonna fuck up some shit.
You know what's gonna happen? We won't even know about it. All this right now that we're talking about, by the time it happens, it'll be like that.
Yeah, it'll be over. We wouldn't even realize it.
Yeah, we wouldn't know for sure.
Or maybe we would, but everything would be so slowed down.
Yeah, we actually don't know what would happen. I guess since we've never experienced it.
I mean, you got to
Well, I
think
think
about
I've experienced it myself.
What do you mean?
experience. What?
You making shit up?
I
was
don't
like,
know.
no way
I
you
think it's
fucking
pretty
made a black
crazy
hole.
though that
Actually,
like
there's ways to make black holes, like because they're saying like with lasers, right?
Dude, when I go to the toilet,
Like if you
there's
use
always
lasers, you can make black holes.
could you?
You just have to have like really strong lasers.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I was saying that I think you can make like DIY black holes like with laser, like really strong lasers.
How?
I don't know how.
No.
but I
It's
never
probably
sat down
something
to
on
actually try to
TikTok
learn.
you saw, huh?
What happened?
Probably something on TikTok you saw.
Yeah, I've seen shit like that, but like I never looked into it.
Yeah, I
like
don't
that.
go on TikTok.
I don't
use
watch TikTok, though. I don't
This
use
dude watches
TikTok.
TikTok. Anytime you send me something, it's
I
on
like it.
TikTok.
Just
I don't trust
just
TikTok.
Yeah, I can't
I
believe
don't
shit on
trust
TikTok.
TikTok.
Anytime you send me something, it's like the person's like, "Oh my god," I'd be like, "Bro."
I use TikTok to upload, but not to view things that much. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't spend much time on.
you spend
TikTok
time
viewing
on there if
things.
you upload it.
No, I upload,
a few videos here and there.
I upload.
cereal,
but I'm not.
eating tortillas.
I'm not
or something,
constantly out there.
looking at it.
Nah,
Come on.
nah.
What do you upload on there?
I just
Like
upload,
challenges and stuff.
Nah, I just upload like
Workout shit.
just things. Just
Uh,
upload
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 things.
yourself in a mirror.
Nah, I mean I upload things that I could like. I'm
Post up
I'm
pictures.
talking to people when I'm like uploading them. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Like I'm talking to them. And
So I don't know. I don't
Share,
know.
like,
Anything,
you doing the,
so I don't know anything about
collaboration
TikTok.
shit.
So I don't know
like
how it works.
nah, not really. I just shared my perspective on certain shit.
Oh, shit. So
It's
So,
like she's like having a blog, like a vlog. With
It's like
herself.
it's like a blog.
Kind of like like a little
you're
vlog,
a vlogger,
a little bit.
a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah,
on
not a
TikTok.
YouTuber.
TikTok vlog.
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok vlog.
But he
So
just
Sometimes
does
I
it
upload
whenever he
like
wants to.
sometimes I upload like little comedy skits or something like that. I make up, think of, you know.
It's just some shit like that. See, I don't know TikTok, so I don't know how any of that shit
feed
works.
that dog Les big ass footsteps, man.
She's a feed her less footsteps.
Yeah, no, feed her less because she got big ass footsteps.
She's just big.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Well,
it's
speaking of big ass footsteps, how about we talk about Bigfoot since we were about to talk about urban legends?
Oh my god, I hate that fucker.
Hey!
You got beef.
I mean,
the
they-
motherfucker owes you $20. Let's see.
There's a lot of people out there that, you know, apparently seen Bigfoot. I don't know if that's
I have,
you have.
yeah, swear down, dude. I was so you guys ever been to Colonial Beach?
No,
George Washington's birthplace.
Nah.
no,
So I was there picking up shark teeth off the beach, right?
yeah.
I was sitting there just walking, me handling my own business, right? Well, I shit you not, out in the distance come up with water. This fucking like overgrown hairy motherfucker. And I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I looked back and I turned around, all my shark teeth gone. The fucker was gone too, right?
He took your shit.
Wait. No. I think I dropped him.
Oh.
Right?
I was gonna say, that's
But
how you
thing
beefing with him?
The thing is, I had to go find all new shark teeth. I swear, it could have been a real fat dude or it was Bigfoot, but it was dark hair, probably like this, like that.
Oh,
Maybe a little brownish, like he
Yeah.
had some kind of perm or something in there.
true. Damn. Have you ever had
Hell
any encounters
no.
with urban legends?
I mean, the most I've had an encounter with is a ghost.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. I heard it's.
I don't believe in ghosts.
I heard its
You don't believe in
footsteps.
ghosts? I think I've ever had an experience with a ghost.
No, I've had an experience. I say that because I get scared. You guys want to hear my experience?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was in a basement like this, right? Unfinished and shit. So I did like construction, like insulation of houses. I did no bullshit. Man, I was sitting there working, and I had my headphones on, just listening to some fucking music. You know, probably some Get Scared or Chemical Romance. And also, I look up on the walls as I'm doing the installation, and my heart just started beating randomly. It's not because I'm fat or something. You know, my sugar level was up. My sodium was good. Cholesterol, you know, everything was good. I had drank water that day, eaten, so everything was fine. I didn't do no drugs, too, no marijuana, no other. Hey, what's up? And so then basically my heart just started beating, right? Boom, 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 boom. My palms getting sweaty, hands, knees.
Having mom's spaghetti.
No.
Oh, man.
And so then I was like, what the fuck? I started getting scared. My fucking hair, dude. My hair went longer than it ever reached. It was like basically
Yeah, like
the
it was
root. I could
standing
see
up?
the root sticking out the fucking top.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shit.
If I just went like that, it would have fell off like it was on fire. Like that's how fucking goosebumpy I was. And then I had an urgent feeling that something above me, like in these one of the little crevices, something was just like inside of it looking down at me, right? And I was so scared I couldn't move. I was sitting there for like maybe like 10, 15 seconds. I couldn't move. And I was just like, I wanted to scream for my mom upstairs because I was working with my mom at the time. I was like, no, I'm just going to walk upstairs, pretend like to this fucker that I don't realize that he's there. But he probably sensed it. I'm going, man, when I sensed that he was there in my head for some reason, I don't know why, there was a black-haired little boy with a little stuffy in his hand with torn pajamas in the fucking rain, just somewhere in the rain.
Oh, fuck.
And it was just an image that was popping in my mind. I'd never seen that image before, never thought about something like that. I was like, yo, this shit crazy. So then I was like, dude, there's something here. I told my mom, I said, Mom, come downstairs and work with me. Like, just work down here. I'll help you upstairs, like, later. So, okay. When she came down, it didn't help whatsoever. That's the crazy thing. Like, I told Mom, I was like, Mom, something's fucking right here staring at me. And she started going into, like, the corner. And there was light, too. I turned on lights and shit.
Yeah.
And I was scared as fuck. I was like, something's right there. Like, I feel it. I was getting scared. Man. when I left that job site, I had nightmares for probably 3 days of some of the same shit. And then on top of that, anytime like I would do anything that if I even said the ghost or anything like that, weird shit would start happening where like I remember I still have them every now and then, but it probably stopped maybe like a couple months ago. Not stop, but like it stopped happening on the daily. Sometimes it happens every other day. I'll be right here and it'll look like some shadow running up at me at full force, like or some dude turn around the corner, but like it literally looked like a shadow just running towards me, almost like I got PTSD or some shit.
True.
And the thing is,
you want to know a guy's scary story?
Yeah.
my brother one time when we were in the kitchen, dude, my brother seen some shit and I had seen some shit because we were just sitting there talking and all of a sudden when we were talking our voices started vibrating as something that looked like like when you look out on the street and there's like little waves and shit for the heat. It literally looked like that walking between us, like into me, like through me and shit, like but walking in between us, and our voices start vibrating. He got so freaked out he don't even like to talk about it. Like anytime I bring it up to him or anything, like when we go fishing with him sometimes, I'll just bring it up. I'll be like, yo, I remember that vibration that came between us, like that weird shadow shit. He'll be like, shut up. He's like you. He don't like to talk about ghosts or nothing. That shit freaked him out. And I talk about it all the time. Like, it was fucking weird. My whole entire body was, like, perked up. I felt like I had done, like, some coke or something. My eyes went pinpoint. And I was like, like, almost like I had fucking woken up from, like, a 20-year coma or some shit. I was like, my body was in shock for a second. I was so scared. And then I told my parents about it. I told my girl about it. I told so many people. I was like, this shit's been happening to me. And anytime I go to sleep, sometimes I'll be having nightmares of the same shit. This fucking boy and shit. That's why I keep on looking around. Because, it don't matter who's here. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. It's like you feel it with energy. When it's a ghost, it's not like, oh, you need the light to turn off or nothing. No. Yeah. That's the one time I've ever actually experienced something with like a ghost. Like when I was younger, I used to like hear little creaks. Nah. That was because I was scared thinking it was a ghost. For me now, like it's like I don't care about dying or nothing like that. So if I just walk into a place, it's whatever. But like if I feel that there's an energy, like something weird there, I'll be like, yo, it's not like I'm scared. It's like there's something like that I can't see. Like I can feel the energy. Like it's a whole different vibe in the room. It's not even trying to scare you.
I feel it. It's like
the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up. And
I feel like you. Like, I might know what you're talking about. Like,
and it don't matter.
Like you're in like a room with light, but it still feels dark.
Yeah, there could be 50 people in this room right now, and shit like that will play tricks on your mind and shit, and it feels no, it could be literally a party going on, and something just feels really wrong. Like I remember, I was listening to music. I was sitting there having my mom.
Sometimes those energies be possessing the people in those areas too, and they be making the whole.
Yeah,
they be making people act a certain way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So the worst comes out in people.
I'll tell you one thing. There was this time that I was like living with someone, and I don't know, like they're pretty typically a happy-go-lucky person, but when the more that I felt like I started to see them in that house throughout time, like they started getting worse. And worse and worse.
They could have just had cabin.
And then no, bro, like they were just like they became like a fucking lunatic. Like it was like I could see in this dude's eyes like that he just didn't look the same.
Yeah.
Like this is a person I've known for years. You know what I'm saying? Like he just didn't look the same. Like he would act different. Like he would. Huh?
Was he doing any drugs?
No, he didn't do any drugs.
Wow.
Like the most he would do is like come home with a 6-pack and smoke his cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? But he that's something that I do feel was negatively impacting him from the outside, and I don't know. Maybe it's something that could have like been put on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. Like, it's really weird to see him like. Somebody that like go downhill because of like just out of some weird crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just not the same person. You don't feel the same energy. You look at their face, just all like it looks like a fucking corpse. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like lifeless type shit. It's just bad energy.
He was probably doing some shit. Man.
I don't think no. Like I just feel like maybe he did some things in his life and then people did things to him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he's apparently found, like, in his house in Mexico, he apparently found, like, a raven that was, like, dead under his bed, and blood and feathers, and you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck does that happen? Huh?
Somebody left their dinner.
Yeah, it could be that something ate it in there.
Nah, it was somebody living there. You said somebody underneath their bed, bro. They left their dinner.
No, it was like a bird.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It was a bird, a dead bird under his bed.
Man, we almost ate a squirrel.
What?
You about to eat squirrel?
Yeah, remember that?
Bro,
No.
bro, he wasn't there. Somebody went to clean his house, and then they saw a dead bird under his bed. Like,
Yeah, that's bad. Only.
it was blood, and it was like fucking like crow that they found under his bed,
Damn. What the heck?
like headless and shit. Like, and it was.
that's bad only.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I had remember downstairs. With
La Llorona.
what the fuck?
I just want to see what would happen.
No, but I used to have because my dad we used to have this
What?
like the downstairs we used to have like a living room area, and it was like big and like open.
yeah.
But my dad turned it into like 2 separate bedrooms.
No, shut up.
And after he did that, like low-key, it felt like the house was low-key a little possessed or something, like haunted, because one time while we were eating upstairs, we were all upstairs around the dinner table having dinner, and out of nowhere we heard glass shatter downstairs, and so we went running downstairs to see what it was, and there's a baseball under the light fixture, and the light fixture was just broken there. And what was weird to me was because I remember I was playing with the baseball the day before, and I remember leaving it outside. But that time it broke the fixture, and we were all upstairs. So I don't know. We didn't know what happened. We didn't even have dogs at the time, so it couldn't have. It's not like it could have been like the dog shaking the floor because we
There's
didn't
no
have dogs
broken
yet.
windows or anything either.
There's no broken windows or anything.
Yeah.
And then another time was, well, Diana had like a radio that was low-key haunted. She's scared of that shit. She doesn't like talking about that one.
Does she still have it?
Nah, I think she got rid of it. But it was a radio that would randomly turn on, even if she unplugged it. Like that shit would just turn on by itself,
What the fuck?
and it would just play random stations. And
Was that at least some dope shit?
I don't even remember.
Right.
We were not focused on that shit. But I remember once I was upstairs. We're all upstairs. I think Diana was still in school, and
No.
the radio randomly turned on by itself. And my mom was like, "All right, go turn off the radio because you can't just leave that shit playing." So I was like, "All right." I was looking a little scared, but I went down and then did it.
Hey,
And then as I was walking out of her room, I got like a cut on my arm.
What the fuck?
And that started dipping up the stairs. I was like, fuck that. So yeah, those were my experiences with that. But I think my parents got like what do they call it when they come to bless the house?
the sage.
Shaman?
Yeah, or something like that.
They get sage and they burn it, and then they
Yeah.
like put it all like go around the house with it.
Yeah.
I remember my mom do. She did something. She did that too with the house. I mean, like with the holy water too and everything.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's demonic.
Is it?
They say because like, it's like
Apparently, it's demonic. But apparently, a lot of the Catholicism stuff is demonic,
well, it's
I
pagan.
think-
It's from like pagan religions, right?
which is demonic.
yeah,
Pagan?
which people say is demonic. Yeah,
Oh, that's in the UK, man. That's what they call people you don't like is when
pagans.
you're fucking pagan.
Yeah.
What's the main religion over there?
He'll be back.
Protestant,
Guess- No, I guess Christianity.
Christianity.
Just like
Yeah, I don't know.
Scared?
I should be back.
You got scared?
How you get scared?
You didn't see what happened?
No.
The thing that floated by? Told him to go upstairs. It was whispering to him.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I've heard about Catholicism being satanic.
Like I've had to. I've been looking at it a lot, and
it makes sense. A lot of the things that they say, it's not like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, I'm telling you one thing: you won't go to hell for not believing in Catholicism. You know, if you're just like if you still believe in God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
As long as,
but I'm not one to talk about it. You know, I don't know.
For me, I'll say it's as long as you try. Well, for me, it's just try to follow God with Jesus, and then just read the book or read.
Yeah.
I say the James verse. Me personally, I'm not saying if you don't want to, you don't have to. Uh-huh. That's the one that I read. If it's like just anything like you would think, just get closer to God. Mm-hmm. I say like God or like Jesus, whatever. Just get closer to God.
Or whatever you believe in that makes you focus on your higher being.
You really think there's a God out there?
Yes, I do.
You think beyond like the universe is?
I think there's a God within us. I
always wondered if we went to like 27 million light years away and there's another planet, because they said literally space is so big there has to be, like, without a doubt, scientifically, at least 2 to 3 of something similar to us out there.
There's actually apparently universes out there in which there is another copy of us that has done the same exact thing, that we have 10 million times, some shit like that.
But this shit is like, this isn't different dimensions. This is like the same, like right now, like we were to go take a rocket right now and then we come right back. It's the same dimension, everything like that. There's other life forms. They said it's too far for us to really discover, and there's planets that we can see that we can habitat, but the only thing we can see is just basically their atmosphere. We can't even see into their atmosphere and all that. That's just guessing at that point. But we can see they look like Jurassic World, like green water, like all sorts of things.
There is, but they're just really far away.
I'll tell you one thing though.
I wonder if we go there, will they think there's a God?
No, because I'm telling you, there's probably whole planets out there of things that are just slaughtering each other like crazy, and they don't even think of a God or nothing like that exists in their time and their universe. Like, God didn't exist to dinosaurs. Did God exist to dinosaurs?
But that doesn't mean God doesn't exist. God could just be a higher dimensional being that we can't understand.
I mean,
technically, if God is the one who created the universe, he created the dinosaurs too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Before the humans?
Technically, what happened was... People say this. All we know is that there was a rock, right? There was a rock. And then the moon, from what we know of it, was a planet of itself. And it hit the Earth, which gave us rock from the moon. And then now the moon is orbiting us because of the gravitational pull from a rock. And then from them hitting against each other, after a long-ass time, just through little organisms, because they know in space there's little organisms everywhere that will grow if it has a chance, and there's spores all throughout space on rocks and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
They believe that Earth was made up of like little organisms that first did end up getting fish, and then there's literally fish that walk on land and can survive up to like 24 hours on land and shit.
There's some fishes.
And alligators are the oldest thing that we know of from dinosaurs. Alligators can't die from age, if you don't know that. They can only die from disease and from being killed from something else.
True. Really?
Yeah, they
I can see for the way they live and the way how their body is.
They have no aging composition in their body. Their body does not age. Like when they get to the whenever they're full mature, their body doesn't decay off after a long. Yeah, it doesn't start wrinkling up after a while. It doesn't show that it's an old alligator. And the way you know it's an old one is through battle scars and through if it's a.
They might just have really long life though.
Like no, if you search up, I
heard they live up to like 30 years, don't they?
Nah, it could be like even longer than that.
It just depends if people kill it or if other things kill it. If other things kill it, then maybe, but like they could probably live longer. Damn, my hands are cold.
So like, what if they just like they do age? They just die. They just have like thousands of years in lifespan. I think we don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we do.
They live up to 70 years, and Nile crocodiles live up to 60 years.
While alligators don't die from old age, they don't live forever. The average lifespan of a wild American alligator is between 30 to 50 due to diseases and wildlife attacks.
Okay.
That's because of that. If we didn't have that and it lived naturally.
But how do we know that it actually doesn't age like ever?
They have them in They have, dude. If you search them on YouTube, they have alligators that are hundreds of years old. It's not speculative.
That's what I'm saying.
Thousands. Like they have them in captivity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if their lifespan is just like millions of years? We don't like.
That's true, but they've looked at they've done how they look in our DNA and be able to look in our blood. They've looked in theirs and they don't.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, they don't have the aging stuff that usually animals get, where their hair starts to turn gray. You see that noticeably aging. Their livers are hardly older. That doesn't look for them once they get to that maturity.
Well, yeah, I guess so, because there's a crocodile that I looked up right now that lived up to 140 years old.
140.
Yeah, so that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild, man.
There's sharks that live up to like 300, 400 years.
Turtles too. Turtles, they can live long too.
Yeah.
Dude,
like there, that guy, the one, what was the one that died a little while ago? Lonesome George.
Turtles?
He was a turtle, a tortoise or whatever the hell, with the long ass neck.
What happened?
He lived centuries, dude. He was around.
There's
for decades.
A long ass fucking time, dude. You have pictures of like our grandparents with him.
Yeah, there's a turtle I know that they have in
70 years, 100 years.
In the Florida Zoo, they have a turtle, and the turtle I think is. Let me search up so I see the exact age.
Damn, what are
there's so many
reptiles, bro?
Discovered.
It's more expensive than reptiles. Reptiles live pretty long.
No, you know what? Never mind. Lonesome George only lived up to 100 years.
Still a lot.
But that's still a long time.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
There's so many animals that we've never even discovered too.
Right?
Like we don't even know fully what's out there.
Oh wow! This was a story in January of 28th, 2022. Apparently, the tortoise's name is Jonathan as well, but it's the oldest tortoise, and its age is 190.
Oh man!
And was seen. It has pictures of it in the British Isles in 1886, and it also has in 1882 it was in Britain. His hatchling year when he was born was 1832. Was whenever the tortoise was born. So that's I mean, coming up in 2032, you'll be 200 years old.
Jeez.
There's a whale, a bowhead whale that's lived up to 211 years.
Oh yeah, whales. But now a lot of whales are dying
and they're just on autopilot the whole time. Like what the fuck do they do for 200 years? They're just doing the same shit.
211.
Doing the same shit every year.
Just go in circles.
Nah, dude. I mean,
imagine if this is the whole globe, right? And then this whole entire section's one country, all this other stuff. Oh, like whales and fish and all that. There's everywhere in the ocean. But a whale and a fish will only take up this territory that maybe is a span of 30 miles in the ocean all the way around, and will only circle in that area unless it's breeding season. Then they move to down south and towards
a lot of whales go around the world.
Yeah, but
they have a whole complex way of talking to each other. It's really crazy.
But the thing is, it's harder for them to communicate now because of all the ships and all that.
But I guess what I'm getting is
but
that's what I've heard though.
It's what must be the purpose of them living so long?
Bro, but I'm telling you, the whales are intelligent creatures. Yeah. They're way more intelligent than people give them credit for. So you can imagine what they're living their lives doing. I mean, they talk to each other. They communicate. A whale could hear another whale's click from 300 miles away, apparently. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. What are they doing? They're
talking to each
like,
other.
They have like a whole cities down there. Like we don't know like what they're doing down there. Like for a fact.
In Oxford, they're doing studies with dolphins.
That's crazy.
And they believe that there's this one professor that says if we were to fast forward like decades, maybe hundreds of years into the future, and we were specifically focused on dolphins and their communication, that if we were to learn how they communicated and were to understand what they were saying and were to find out, they would be smarter than humans, and they would literally be able to, like, we would be able to talk amongst them, and there would be like, they would be almost like another like species on Earth that lives amongst us, like almost as if like, you know, if aliens were to come down, if they were to stay, they lived amongst the humans. They said that dolphins are so smart. If you were to understand how they talked and stuff, they would literally probably be able to write down like master college essays, like with how many words they know. And
dolphins are the humans of the seas.
Yeah, they say the humans. They say like if we were given hundreds of years, we'll probably be like living together on Earth together, and like we wouldn't be killing them. Nobody would be touching them.
If that actually did happen, how do you think we would react?
Oh, bro.
Like,
it'd be wild, bro. We can't even handle different races.
Well, if it slowly happened over time, it would be like the phones for kids. Like they're just like it's a regular thing to them now. We won't be alive by then. So by the generations, like whenever they grow up, new stuff starts to happen. As of these past couple years, like from 1900s to the 2000s, this is our generation and like our parents and shit and our grandparents. These generations are the only generations to have ever experienced in any lifetime of humans to ever experience such a grand advance in technology, science, everything. Like we went from literally having to fax things that go to a library and stuff to being able to just carry this on my phone, call anywhere around the world at any point, and learn anything I want to without having to read a book. Just on this phone.
I mean, forget all that, dude. Not that long ago, people were just eating potatoes that they found in their yard, and you know what I'm saying? That like they were just a bunch of just farmland, dude. Fucking.
That's been happening for a long time, but
yeah. But that was.
I'm still stuck on
that. Wasn't that far. That wasn't that far ago. You know what I'm saying?
Integrating into society. That shit would be wild, though. That'd be dope as shit,
right?
That would be.
Having like dolphins.
It'd be like that episode of Family Guy when Peter Griffin had the dolphin living with him.
Man, that leads
to wild shit, though. The dolphin was watching other dolphins get killed and laughing.
It could be like dolphins trying to take over us.
They could.
Yeah.
It could lead to some wars.
That's the only bad part. Everything leads to wars.
Yeah.
And then that's how everything resets.
Yeah, people would start fucking having hybrid dolphin human babies. That shit would be weird.
That would be weird. I don't even know if it would be able to happen. Unless they do some genetic shit.
Bro, they're already trying to do shit like that with people.
But dude, there's already like this whole race of people like in Asia that live in the water and shit like that.
Yeah,
and they're developing like
they can hold their breath for like
and then they like pop their eardrums and shit so they won't like have them pop when they're like down in the surface.
I heard about them. That's wild. Though.
Yeah, like they're developing things to be
water. They'll be the ones to be making hybrids with the dolphins.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's wild though. That's the evolution right there. So you can't even deny it. Like it's happening as we exist. Like we see it happening.
Like other people are experiencing it. I mean, we specifically don't see it, but like it's happening though.
I mean, we're experiencing it too. Everyone experiences it.
But I guess you're right.
We're just evolving in our way, to our way of living. So that's how it is. You guys want to take a break?
Yeah, let's go to a break. This is bomb.
Hi, welcome back to the second half of this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let's jump into it.
Yes, sir. So,
I guess since we were talking about like space and shit, we could talk about like aliens and like low-key the government's been confirming them recently, and like they've been like
what would you do if you were abducted by an alien right now?
right now.
What can you do?
I mean, it depends why they abducted me. You know,
they're trying to probe you.
Fuck. I'm dying that night. I'm dying right there. I'm not letting that happen. I'm gonna die. They don't have to kill me first.
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, it depends. If it's just like a little chip, you know, be like, alright, fuck it.
What if they just tie you up though? Like have you like on some like weird thing where you can't even kill yourself because you're just.
Then what can you do?
You just get probed.
It depends. Like it's like some situation you're able to break the hand, and escape.
Nah, you're just gonna have to
like further technology is gonna be more advanced.
I don't think like there's gonna be any way that you could kill yourself in that instant. They're just gonna have to probe you.
They're prepared. So
they're just gonna poke you.
I mean, imagine like if they have if it's an alien ready to probe a person, I can guarantee you, yeah, they have the technology to make us get
probed. It's like the people that do it to like fishes and shit. You know, like people here.
You're right. They're
prepared for it. You know, they know what to do. They do the research. They take time to like. You gotta head out. All right. Bye. We're saying bye to JP.
All right, JP. Peace out.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for the podcast experience.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming.
Those fish up here probably black.
We'll see. I'll let you know. Alright, peace.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. Right. That'd be wild though. Aliens coming like. They pretty much, we already know they exist.
It just depends on how they come.
Like, we already know they exist. It's just a matter of time now that they start to become integrated into society in some way.
If they already aren't.
Yeah, right? If they already aren't. But, like, more openly eventually.
Because that damn Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos look like some fucking aliens. I'm sorry. I don't know so much about Elon Musk. He could be, but...
He has Asperger's.
I like Elon Musk though. Weird. I don't want to talk shit about Elon.
No, he just has Asperger's. So
But Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are some weird looking humans.
I mean, what type of aliens do you think they would be like?
Humans that look they would look like us. I mean,
we don't. Yeah, it depends because like if we're gonna believe in like evolution, it really depends on their planet, on their home planet, like. How they evolved to survive there, so they could look completely different from us, and we wouldn't know.
I mean, people say that octopuses come from another planet.
They're pretty intelligent,
and they're very intelligent.
Yeah. They are. Like for example, like we on this planet, it's like the primates were the ones that like evolved to have intelligence and shit. Like, imagine, like, on other planets. What if there's already on other planets, like, dolphins that have societies and shit? Like, they're the ones that evolved to walk on land and shit. They're like dolphins, but they walk on land. Some crazy shit like that.
Or it's like
where they could just be floating.
Yeah.
Or like the Mayans that disappeared probably and went and figured out space travel somehow and...
Yeah, they say the triangle is like a powerful symbol. Yeah. That's why they always built the pyramids. And it's like the energy. I remember we talked about that in another podcast.
What if it was to like? What do they use that to like? I don't know. Do something that has to do with
space travel.
Yeah.
It could have been. You never know.
Because the way that they were aligned perfectly with the stars too. Every pyramid that was built is under a certain constellation.
Yeah. I remember hearing somewhere. I don't know how fucking factual this is, but I remember hearing that they said that in the pyramids they discovered that they had discovered how to use electricity, like for the Egyptian pyramids. So they already had electricity back then, and it's like I feel like it could have been like one of those lost societies, like Atlantis, because like people think Atlantis was actually real, and it was just like a city. Well, actually, I think it is real.
I think it is real.
Like, historically, it just got.
Didn't I tell you guys about it already?
About Atlantis?
Yeah.
Like what about
how they found artifacts
in this one area, like near
like in the very middle of the Sahara.
In the middle of the Sahara,
and that the Sahara is pretty much could be my bad. that the Sahara could pretty much be where the Atlantis was, just covered by sand.
Yeah.
Because of a major sandstorm that could have happened that
that could even be like a whole nother lost society, because there's also so many lost societies, and that's crazy. It's like, because you wouldn't think like a whole fucking city goes missing, but like that's.
But think about it. Yeah, it makes sense though. It makes sense though. If it were to be real, like that would be the perfect place for it to be.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't it be there? That area used to be full of oases, full of lakes, full of seas. All that shit, dude. That's what they're saying about the place. The Sahara.
Sorry.
It's okay, dude.
Nah, you're good. I feel that. It's crazy because we technically don't know if they actually continue like surviving somewhere else. Like they could have fled. Like if it just sunk, they could have fled somewhere.
It could have been like tsunamis too. Like,
yeah, probably some weird shit like that.
Yeah, like an earthquake, it could just easily cause a big tsunami, especially if they're like not like if they're surrounded by water.
Yeah, that's facts.
But dude, that would be crazy. Like, imagine if they did find the lost city of Atlantis in the Sahara.
I mean, that could happen to Japan too. Honestly,
where?
Like it could happen.
Getting sunk.
It could happen to Japan
or California
or Thailand.
California.
That's true. Or
Florida. It's California could sink off. They say
Florida too. I think.
California isn't gonna exist or some shit. Apparently, isn't it?
I feel like they said it's probably gonna sink.
Yeah, but that's what they always saying though. I feel like that's just to scare people sometimes.
Yeah. The New Orleans is gonna sink for sure.
New Orleans,
because New Orleans is it's in like this base, like
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
A valley.
Like it's like pretty much like this is like the mountain thing, and this is where New Orleans is.
Yeah, valley.
You know what I'm saying? So it could like flood at any point. You know what I'm saying? And just go underwater. Yeah. And then most of the bottom of Louisiana is getting filled more and more with the ocean water, and soon they won't be able to contain it.
Louisiana?
Yeah.
From the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, sheesh.
Like if you look at it back in like the 90s, it was a lot more land than there is now.
Shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, because the tides are coming up. The ocean is rising.
It's the Arctic, the ice that's melting.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you think so? I don't think so. I don't.
You don't think in climate change?
I think it's a lot of things.
I think it's climate change, but I don't think it's mostly man-made too. I feel like they say that it could just be like nature.
The way I think is there's so many ways it can happen. Like it could be that where we have the theory where it could be where the Antarctica is just like a wall that we're going against. They don't want us to go over because there's more land, there's more continents, but they don't want us to know. It could be that theory, or it could be like there is a continent, and they just don't want us to go there. This could be like I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
I'm high as shit. So that's funny. It's funny because they say that because it could be anything. I'm high as shit. I'm thinking, like, what if like we were right and there's like fucking big ass whale societies, and these societies are getting big. So since they're having a bigger population, they're displacing more water. So the water is going higher. Because there's so much going on, like deep in the ocean. We don't know really what's going on. Like, what if they're having like population spikes and like they're low-key displaced in the water and it's going higher? Okay. Because whales are huge. Look, we were just talking about like how big whales are. And if like there's a lot of whales, like
they could make a
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the whale.
You don't know, bro. You don't know.
I don't know about all that.
They're really intelligent.
There's so much about the ocean that we haven't discovered. There's so much unknown about the ocean. It can be like it doesn't even have to be a whale. There's so many big animals in the ocean.
My question is does Antarctica touch the bottom of the Earth, like the ground?
It's in the lowest part of the globe. Yes.
Wait, is Antarctica? Because I know, is it just all ice, or is it still like land? Like
there's still land
in the ice, right?
There's still land.
Okay.
It's just big as glaciers, I guess.
Okay.
Especially down in like the areas that are like down in the very point toward like Argentina. I want to go there, dude.
You know what I think?
And it's forbidden to go to some parts of Antarctica.
I don't know. I know that you can. I know you can go though. People could take trips there.
You have to actually like pay or do something to actually go there, but you can't just like drive there and go to the.
Well, there's nowhere to drive.
You take a helicopter there, and then the helicopter takes you to the ship, and then the ship will, you'll be on the ship throughout the Antarctic pretty much, looking at how the seals live, the penguins. Okay. It costs like some $1,000, but if I were to have the damn money to do it, I would do it. It'd be fucking terrifying. Yeah, I'm like, that's
fun.
I'd be terrified because
when else would I be able to go see it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but it's dangerous, man. That's fucking dangerous,
dude. But what I was gonna say is, I know this is, people don't like this, but if Antarctica does melt or does whatever, it becomes its own like island. It's gonna like they're scared of like the polar bears and like all the other like animals dying off, but can't they just readapt? Some I think might die, but they might readapt. We'll go if anything we can like help them and go somewhere else where they can't do it. But like the ones that do stay, I'm sure there's gonna be some that are gonna be able to readapt to the. Like,
well, a lot of polar bears are starting to intermingle with grizzly bears because they're starting to move away from the. They're starting to come lower and lower towards like Canada and stuff like that. So
But the thing is, like, if that's what's happening, we could get polar bears to like do whatever we like over here somewhere we can, and then
because they're dangerous animals.
Yeah, I've heard polar bears are vicious.
So you can't even like
have polar bears.
Trying to domesticate polar bears?
Not domesticate, but like if it actually ends up like going where they could go extinct, we could have them in like a place where they have a lot of polar bears, or like polar bears, or just like a couple polar bears.
They'd have to be in some like damn lonely island with like a bunch of caribou.
But the thing is, I'm saying if that does happen, they could do that. But I know they have damn well the money to do all that. But what it's called? So then, fuck. Sorry.
No, what are we doing with the polar bears?
You're gonna pretty much save them. And then, like, if it ever goes to a point where it goes to, like, it turns into ice again, it could happen, who knows? You could just put them back onto them or, like make them readapt to somewhere.
I mean, nigga, the reason you're relocating them is because the ice is gone. It's not going to come back.
But, it can happen to any other places that you could just, they can put it back into, like
relocate them?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a temporary solution, but like he's saying, like, the ice is melting away. Like, we gotta find a solution to like stop that. We gotta find a solution to like at the root.
They're gonna go extinct, I think, the polar bears. To be honest, because they I don't know, but I feel like they'll probably go extinct.
Part of me feels like,
unless they intermingle with like the grizzly bears, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying it would be a good thing, but at the same time, I feel like part of me thinks like. And I'm probably gonna piss people off for saying this shit, but I feel like it's just the cycle of life if like some animals go extinct. Like, I'm not saying it should happen, but like if it happens, it happens. It's like at the end of the day, like new species are still coming to existence.
It shouldn't happen if it could be avoided, though.
No, I mean, if we can avoid it and we can protect them.
But that's the thing. The whole thing where you said the grizzly and the polar bears are like breeding together. That's making a new species right there, where they just keep like evolving. Where maybe like they become more grizzly, but then when it gets colder, where there's parts where they're able to go survive, they'll probably become like a polar bear again.
Yeah, they'll start learning how to like survive. They'll probably evolve.
It's just adaptation.
Yeah. They'll probably some could probably evolve. We don't know.
Like, I feel like that's what would happen.
Yeah, like because
I feel like that's not bad.
Like like. We just
that's fine.
I don't want to sound corny, but I guess like that one movie line from fucking Spy Kids, life finds a way, because like you just sometimes it's just about having that will to survive. Like if other animals, like we were saying, like they're intelligent too. Like if they have the will to survive, they find ways, and they reproduce and they evolve, you know, to have ways to like survive. They know how to survive, you know, with the new environment. They adapt.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like pigeons in like cities. They thrive in cities because they know how to. They know they get food from like all the people. They know where to get like.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Like, they thrive in the cities.
Sometimes they know what the area is where they actually do feed them. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, nice. There you go. Let's go there."
So you know, like
birds are smart.
Animals adapt.
Dude, there's a duck that just like down the road, this like lake where there's like a little like family of geese. It's like this is a mom and dad, and they have like little baby geese or whatever the babies are called. I don't know if they're actually called geese.
And the duck lives with them.
Yeah, there's the mama duck over there, and I didn't know this, but there was a lady that I went trying to go fishing there, and there was no luck. But then there's a lady that came, that was over here saying that she feeds the ducks and the ducklings, and she was telling me that the duckling, like she has like a nest where I was fishing, and like so she was trying to come back, so she was like, "Oh, can you move a little bit?" And what it's called, I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And I go up, like I get out, and then I just see the little duck paddle up, and it goes up to where the little wall was, and then she went to like her nest. I didn't, but what it's called, supposedly like there's like maybe like a couple like eggs there, like 14 eggs.
Oh,
yeah, and she like what it's called feeds them too, like, and she sees like the little whole cycle of that little ecosystem, whatever.
That's like what I was talking about with my mom earlier today, honestly, because we have, you guys too. To be honest, we always have birds right in front of our door. They always put nests every year, and they always put like right near in front of our door. Or you guys have it in front of your door too, right?
The what?
The birds, they always put a nest right in front of your door.
Yeah, every time, even if we take it, like after the babies and all, we take it off. And then
every year they come back.
Yeah, they still put it back. We're like, fuck. So we just like, all right, whatever. So
that's what my mom, we were talking about that at our house too. We have that. Like, we always have little birds that put their nest right there. It's crazy. They just pick a spot and they like it every year.
Yeah.
It's the same generation. That's crazy though.
It is.
It's like most likely it's the same generation.
Some of them survive, some of them don't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see which one is the one that actually does survive and like does that.
That's funny though.
And even if it isn't them, it's like a different like birds that do this.
It's always the same type of bird though. I feel like it's the same generation. They give birth and they come back. The babies come back basically. Because that's their home now. So they come back home and they leave their eggs at their home.
Generations and generations.
Do you think all the family keeps on staying there, or do you think the kids leave and then the parents just stay there? But they leave them somewhere else and then they come back for like during the certain part of the season.
I don't know how that works.
Huh? Maybe like in the winter, that's when they usually do it. But no, during spring too.
You're saying because you're saying like birds obviously.
Yeah, I want to know what they bathe, where they do all that.
Yeah.
Because I agree, they do go to like the house and they take care of the kids. They have the little generation, and like it's funny, not funny, but it's crazy because they have like the little cycles and it's like, yeah, they have like the little cycle with the little generation. Same thing with like fish, like with bass, they breed. They go down to like, the way they do is they go in the deep part because it's like, I guess, warmer or colder, so they stay there during the winter. Like they don't move. During like spring, that's when they start act like I guess getting a little bit more like active. And then like during like there's three parts. One where they're like slower, one where they're like going up to like to go breed. And then the other ones when they're like going back, but like they're like fast. They're like really active at that point. And in summer, they can be really active too. And then that's when they go to spring, is when they start slowing down and go back into the deep part.
True. It's interesting. I mean, I don't know.
It's like
watching animals is
cycle
interesting.
of life. Right?
Animals are interesting because they live their life so differently, but
they look the same too.
Yeah, at the same time, like, you're right, they live the same. They're just trying to get by. So trying to get food, just living life, trying to survive. It's crazy because they would something like animals be living like anywhere sometimes like
Oh,
in New
really?
York. In New York, they have alligators that live in their sewers and shit.
Is it really?
Like for real, like that's not even like
That's in Florida too.
In Florida too.
Yeah,
Florida too.
That's crazy, man. Like they're just chilling there. Like there's videos of people just watching. Like they're just under there.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Like, can you imagine?
Florida, they're like in every
can you
lake
imagine
and
seeing
pond.
them like
People in
sometimes they come
fucking
out.
Florida be finding gators under their car.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. That's what I'm saying. They come out sometimes.
They don't really, but most of the time they don't really wouldn't do anything.
If you're walking and there's a gator under your car, he's biting your foot, bro.
No,
you're not getting on your car.
Nah.
Tell me
there hasn't been a lot
you.
of like attacks like in Florida, but like alligators.
Yes, there is.
Yes, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of
Yeah.
idiots out in Florida. Remember that.
Okay, right.
Yeah, no, alligators and are they alligators or are they crocodiles in Florida?
They're alligators,
They're alligators.
but they have crocodiles.
They have crocodiles too.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Crocodiles are more vicious.
Are they?
Yeah, crocodiles are way.
So I just know that alligators have the longer.
They'll both eat you.
No, like I feel like alligators. They're like they're still aggressive, but like they're not going out there like how. No offense, but crocodiles.
Oh, no offense to all the crocodiles listening.
Dude, a gator, it doesn't matter. You walk past the fucking gator, it's going to attack you.
I feel like crocodiles are more
The
aggressive.
Everglades is so dangerous. You're not going to walk through the Everglades and expect to come out with 1 foot.
But I feel like
with both feet. I mean,
I feel like that's different compared to when they're like in their like. We're like at the lake with ponds, because there's basses, there's fishes that they eat there, or like ducks or stuff like that. Like when they see a human, I feel like they're more scared of them than not. But like, if they have the chance, you get right there, they'll probably come, but they won't go.
we're
out
typically
of the way.
not their diet.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not their
so
diet.
they're not gonna go out of the way.
But they will eat us.
They can, yes.
They will eat
I'm
us.
not saying they can't, but they can. But most likely, they're not gonna go for it. But if they do, then run.
Most of the time, it's to just protect, but
Yeah.
they will eat you.
Don't they in India though? They have like tigers, or was it like? Is it tigers or is it?
It's tigers.
It's tigers, right?
They have tigers.
Yeah, they just be having like tigers like coming in, and like sometimes they be trying to grab children, like little kids.
Yeah, or people or women,
Yeah.
you know.
They have stories about tigers.
That's crazy,
They have
man.
stories about tigers.
Yo, can you imagine like what must be?
Dude,
going through
tigers
that
are the
tiger's-
biggest ones too. They're bigger than lions.
Like what must be going through that tiger's mind though? Like they either must be hungry as shit to be like cocky enough to be like running up to like a bunch of like a whole village. And just like
Nah,
they're
dude,
really
a
desperate
lot of the
for food.
times, if there's a tiger in a village, it's because it doesn't have teeth. And a lot of the times, if a tiger doesn't have teeth, they can't eat other things that they would typically eat. So
that's what I'm saying.
they
So
can't eat a
they're
human.
desperate for food. Like,
yeah,
So that's
especially a baby, it's like, or a kid, it's just
it's
I feel like
crazy.
it's easier for. But I feel like an older person would be able to fight itself off.
And that goes back to like what I was saying earlier about like the will to live. Like they're just like, fuck it. I'm trying to have to have food, so this is what I gotta do. It's just like they find a way.
yeah.
It's crazy. So I guess at the end of the day, you can't blame them. It's like they're just trying to survive too.
But once a tiger gets like a taste of like human, then it's got to be killed.
No, for sure.
Just
for
like
sure.
crocodiles. and all other things.
Just I'm saying like they're just trying to
You're right,
survive
though.
too, but we also trying to survive. You know.
Because there's like this guy, these guys like in Borneo or some shit like that, and they were searching for this crocodile that eats someone, and then they went and shot it with a shotgun in the head and killed it, but only because they knew exactly that was a crocodile that did it, you know, and that it would kill again. Like it would kill another.
So they
do.
already know how you are, and if it feels easy,
You know what you taste
easy,
like.
yeah.
Well, it's like we were saying, like they evolved to learn how to hunt. Whatever they've like, if they hunted you before, they learn how to do that, and they pass it on to their kids, like we were saying, like to their next generation. Like, and they learn how to hunt. So that's what I guess that's kind of what we don't want, is them to evolve to learn how to hunt humans, because that's when they would become like a really big problem. Like if they started outsmarting us and shit, because animals could be smart. It's like we think we're invulnerable as humans, but we're not. Like animals could fuck us up if they learn how.
Dude, if we actually fought ourselves with animals, we would
1v1. Nah.
Yeah, we would be fucked.
Now we need tools and shit.
It depends. It depends how you work out and everything like that. Because if you're in good shape, you have a possibility.
You gotta have technique. You gotta know what you're doing with each animal.
You have the body, but like you said, you have to have the technique, like knowing what to do. And like
every animal is different too. You gotta know what you're doing because like for example, like a tiger versus a crocodile, it's a completely different fight. Like you have to know what you're doing for those different things. Like they say the crocodile, you have to like hold their mouth shut. Shit was like obviously you can't do that with a fucking tiger.
With a crocodile, you're supposed to stick your hand inside of its mouth and then rip it. Like you have to like fucking pull open the flap so the water can go inside of its throat if it takes you underwater. And if it's not underwater, then you just have to gouge it in the eyes and start hitting it in the head.
Yeah. I didn't know the water, but I didn't know that. That if in the water, you have to like.
You pull that, and then water like gets inside of their throat, and they release you.
So I feel like for a lot of people don't like we're not really prepared for like actual encounters like that. I feel like.
I feel like that's what I'm saying.
Why most people die.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Yeah. We're like weak against. Like,
we are animals. We're weak animals. We're just smart.
I mean, we're strong if we actually put our like self to actually put.
And we work together, we can. But
that's how humans have dominated.
Yeah,
working together.
But yeah, I feel like that's part of our evolution too. We figure shit out because like, say we're like getting chased down by like a bear in the forest or some shit. Yeah. Like you're fucking terrified. Like you try to climb up a tree or some shit. Or I don't know what they say to do, but like you gotta know what to do. But like. We as humans are able to like communicate that, like, because obviously we've never encountered a bear, but if we looked into it, we could learn how to react to that. They say carry bear spray, for example. So it's like if you have that, you spray them. It's like that. It gives us that advantage, just because we are able to figure it out as humans.
Okay.
And then we pass it on to generations, or. Even because we have society, we don't even have to pass it on to generations. We pass it on to each other. As like sometimes, low-key, that's how ants communicate and shit. So they figure shit out. Like, okay, like
Do you write the answer?
Like if this is dangerous, we avoid this. This is how we do this.
Go get the food there. Yeah. This is what the ant games too.
Bro, they're smart.
The ant games.
They're smart.
They live off their instincts that they've been living off for years and years and years.
So like we don't know what's really going on in their minds and shit.
Do they have minds?
I don't know. To be honest,
I don't think they have minds.
You know what I was thinking though?
They're able to communicate and shit, so they must have like something.
I think that's just instinct, though. Because a lot of animals live just off, like we live off our minds, but a lot of them just really live off, like a lobster. Like they don't
think and shit.
Yeah, they're just simple animals. Like they fucking like.
But they still have brains. They just don't have like the conscious. Like,
they're kind of like a baby. Like a baby isn't thinking of having conversations about the galaxy with you. It's just trying to.
Yeah, for sure.
Just doing things that babies do.
But like at the same time, like they're still experiencing life. Like what are they experiencing? Like they still experience emotions and shit. Like
lobsters?
No, like ants maybe. Like they must. They have to because
anger. I think.
Like think about it. Yeah.
Basic. I think basic emotion.
Yes, because think about it. Like if you like start squishing ants, you see them panic.
Yeah.
They feel fear. They feel fear.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
I didn't think about that.
They feel fear.
Yeah, right.
Like how? Why? Because how?
They start running away. Like
that's how they react. It's biologically ingrained. Like you have to react.
Yeah, like they're like, yo, move.
And like you said, they get angry. Like fire ants, they get mad. They start attacking. Like remember we were playing the game with the football. Like they get mad. So like they obviously experiencing something.
Yeah, you're right. And then what is called? And then they'll just bite. If some died, they're like, I mean.
They communicate to each other.
It says ants don't have complex emotions such as love, anger, or empathy, but they do approach things they find pleasant and avoid the unpleasant. They can smell with their antenna.
feel like that's
and so follow
no?
trails, find food, and recognize their own colony.
I don't know. I feel like they do feel anger.
Yeah.
They'd be getting mad at the fire ants.
We got the proof though. Got the proof.
Unless they're not even mad, they're just doing it like to protect themselves. Just like fuck, we gotta do this shit.
Yeah.
I guess it's back to fear, you know. Like, oh, we gotta protect ourselves.
But going back to what I was gonna say, we were talking about earlier about the generation, about the birds. I was thinking about how the people that like move or travel. I want to travel a lot, but like if you really think about our county, Prince William. No, we can bleep that out. We can bleep that out. But where we live, we have our own little section where a lot of people just grow and they just live in this little area. They don't leave or like the
people don't like
Nova.
Go outside.
I'll say Nova. We'll say Nova. Yeah. Ours is Nova, but then there's other places in like other states or countries, states that they have the same. They grow up differently. They don't grow
the same generations in the same area.
Yeah, but you know what I just learned? That what is called this lady that I was I served in today at the job. What is damn, I can't speak right now. She was telling me that no wait. She was telling me okay, never mind. No. Give me a second, guys. But she was telling me that she was in Pennsylvania. She lived in Pennsylvania. And people in Pennsylvania, they don't learn the same thing we learn in school. Like she learned that we learn more stuff about like our states, more about the South, what happened in the South. She didn't really learn about anything about like in the South.
Well, every state is in charge of their own education, so they all teach it their own way.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like we all live differently. Like
we all live a different life.
And if we all grow in like the same like generation, like some people just keep staying in that section where they never actually like travel or go out. You're just gonna experience that one section. Like everything's different from every little.
It's like the same when they say like everyone lives in their own bubble. Like you literally live in your own world, where it's like you don't know anything outside of that because you don't experience it. Like you don't experience it. Like you're saying generations and when I grow up in like the same town and they just keep staying there. They don't know what's outside of that area. There's so much of the world that we don't understand. It's like if you don't go out and explore, you're never gonna understand like a lot of the world.
I say if you really want to travel and that's something you've been wanting to do, I say just do it and like actually, like I know it's like not just like that, but like it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But you traveled, haven't you?
I've traveled everywhere.
Exactly.
Of course, you can
but
do
like
it.
Not everybody can do that. That's lucky for you because you're able to travel. You got to experience other like things. Like I got to travel to Mexico. Not a lot of people like leave the country. It's just like people don't experience that and.
It's crazy because people back then, like a few hundred years ago, that wasn't even possible. People would just be traveling like casually back and forth.
It shows you how little you know about the world.
Yeah, for real, it really does. It puts you in your place. You're just like, oh shit, I'm a little tiny ass.
Because they don't think. A lot of people don't think the way you would think they would think in other places.
Right.
Very different way of thinking.
We speak different too. We don't talk the same how the other people speak.
Even us that like we're Mexican, but even to us when we go to Mexico, it's so different. Like it's a whole different culture.
And they can have their same little social distance where like each parts are different too.
Yeah, exactly. Because my mom and sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say because they have the ranchos and they have the cities and then they have like little towns.
Exactly, because my mom and my dad, they grew up in different parts of Mexico and they have completely different lives. My dad grew up in the city. Our mom grew up in like mountains.
Yeah, mountain towns. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do you say? Mountains too? Hills?
Range.
Where?
Rancho.
I mean, yeah, it's like in a very mountainous area.
Yeah, so both
I mean,
but even then,
our houses
just because they're both mountains, they're still different.
It's a big mountain.
It's still different culture because we think differently too.
Yeah, my dad who's from a mountainous area, and you got my mom who's from Puerto Rico, which is an island.
See, he's been to Puerto Rico. I haven't been to Puerto Rico. I don't know how it is over there.
I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to the Bahamas. Been most of the United States.
It's crazy.
Have you guys been to Denver? Have you been to Denver?
Denver?
Yeah.
No, not Denver. I need to go. I'm going
to Denver.
Because
I've been to Denver.
You see and you meet so many
people. You've been to Denver?
Yeah.
You see and meet so many people that you will never see again when you travel. Right. That's crazy to think about.
But it's weird because a lot of people you see so many faces and it's a while now. I've seen so many people myself, and I'm just like, how is it that faces just never end?
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
There's so many unique faces.
But some of them, I'm not gonna say they look exactly but there's some that look exactly.
There's people that look like other people that look like other people, and they're just copies of each other. Yeah.
But for sure, it's mostly
David, I can guarantee you, there's people that look exactly like us.
I feel like that's part of it, part of evolution. With even races, is different races, we're born with different characteristics, and I feel like that's part of evolution right there. It's for example, us Mexicans, we're hairy as shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just part of how it is because we pass on that gene.
Not every.
Most Hispanics are. There are people that aren't. There are people that aren't.
But most.
But it's just part of evolution. We're just evolving a certain way.
Yeah, Indians
are hairy too. Yeah, Indians are hairy.
Arabs.
And then Asians are the opposite. They're usually don't really have that much hair.
But I think
it's the climate. It's the climate. It's the area that they're in.
Now, why do we have so much hair? I guess to protect us from the heat.
I don't know. Cold. Yeah, it's just
from the cold. Yeah, but it does get cold. It does get really cold in the.
I don't know, man. We don't really understand the universe like that, as much as we would like to as humans. To be honest, it just is how it is.
It's why are Russians white colored and Africans black colored? Why? Because Russians didn't need the black color. They were in the cold, which is not good for black skin.
I feel like they should have had black skin so they can absorb the heat.
Africans are black because they're in a country that's got a lot of sun.
It's true, but that's what happened. And then when they traveled to Europe and all, that's when they started I guess getting lighter because they needed.
They also started interbreeding. So that sounds weird to say, but having babies with white people too, that, and they have mixed people.
Puerto Ricans were mainly brown people. They were mainly brown people, and they had they had the haircut that came up to here and stuff like that.
And that's crazy.
But then when the Spanish came, just like Mexicans were brown as fuck throughout most of Mexico, and then the Spanish came, and you have Spanish in you.
Oh no, I have French too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my parents know I have French too.
So, you have Spanish in you. It's just.
Is it from your mom? Or is it from your dad?
I think it's from my dad's.
Because your grandma is the one that Mama Chavita's mom had blue eyes.
Really?
So
that's Spanish. What? Yes, I think my dad's grandma had blue eyes too.
Oh shit!
There were no damn Aztecs with blue eyes.
That's crazy because that's what we were talking. That's kind of what we were talking about. Where it's we live different experiences. Our parents live different experiences just because of the different time that they had lived.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to meet, I don't know if I'm sure my dad did. For some people, for some people they didn't, but our parents got to meet their great grandparents or their grandparents, even though we might have never got to meet them.
I got to meet my great grandma, just my great grandma.
But did your mom meet her mom? or your dad? Whichever side.
His mom probably did meet his mom.
They did. That's what I'm saying. Who's the oldest relative to your great great grandma, right? Your great great grandma, right? Two greats.
Yeah.
Right? Yes or no?
Wait, what?
Which one's the oldest one that you know?
Just the great.
Just the one grade.
Yeah.
But did your dad get to meet your great grandma?
Oh, no.
Probably. You didn't?
He did.
You did?
He did.
You did.
A great grandma?
She died recently.
A great grandma.
Yeah. Chabelita, that's the one that I'm telling you.
Grandma.
But her mom.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Chabelita, bro. Chabelita, you don't remember?
Great grandma?
That's Mama Chevita's mom.
Yeah, I know. So is that what that
But you guys met her, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about did your dad meet her mom?
Oh.
I don't know. Probably not.
You don't know?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
Because I know. Why not?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because when they were
Yeah.
born, she was young.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that we lived a whole different life. They met someone that we never met.
Yeah, you're right.
Because when they were born, she was probably younger. Like,
I'll tell you one thing, dude. The one thing about my Puerto Rican side is it has African and it has Italian and it has a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, I think about that. I'm like, who the hell was my damn African ancestor? You know, what was he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, was he like one of those like Africans that was like, you know, or was he like one of those Africans that was like, you know, like in Egypt or something?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Back then,
Like,
society was different,
Yeah,
so
right.
we don't even know.
Egypt.
So
because Egypt Africans are different than Congo Africans.
Yeah, technically, you could even have like
South
Africans from
Africans,
like America, like African Americans. You don't. Do you know if they're like from here either?
Who? The
The
ancestors?
Africans.
No, I don't. No, they're not. They're from Africa. Like they're from Africa. Like I don't know. There was like this one dude that
because they have African DNA, right? But
was-
you don't actually know like where they're from.
I'm not sure if he migrated from Italy to Africa, and then from there he went down to the West Indies, which is Puerto Rico, which is probably what happened because there was a, you know, like I said, I think it started down in Europe, and then he went to Africa, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Those ancestors came down to the West Indies, which is Puerto Rico. And that's where that whole stuff started with the lineage.
It's crazy. There's so much history that we just would never know.
Yeah, dude.
Like none of us.
Hmm.
Like it's crazy. Like we really don't know that much about our family tree.
Unless you actually going deep into it, but in general, yeah, we
Mm.
don't.
Like with the ancestry,
Especially like the Mexican, like especially since we're Mexican and like I'm Puerto Rican and Puerto Rico, bro. Like back in my mom's age, dude, they still didn't even have shoes, and this was the
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah, man. Like a lot.
You know?
Especially like in Mexico, like for our parents, they didn't have documentation. Like not that long ago. Like for our great grandparents, like they
You're not
already
gonna
didn't
find
have
no records
documentation.
about
Yeah.
them. Yeah, no records.
So you
at
already
all.
can't go that far. So it's like we really don't know that much about like what are like back then, like before like when the Spaniards were coming.
Especially then the damn ranchitos and shit. Like,
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
gonna know nothing about
you
that.
don't know. You don't know
Dude,
what was
like
going
stories
on.
with my dad saying how like it's how different where we live now.
And it's crazy that we even think about that like as animals now, like because there's no benefit into our survival. I feel like to be thinking about these conversations, like back then, like if you trace back our ancestry to like back then when we were like hybrids like with monkeys, it's like we were probably just thinking about like survival. We weren't thinking about like all this shit, like introspective and like questioning the universe and shit. It's like we've evolved to like such a level to be like questioning all these things. And it's like why? It's like what's the purpose of this? Like what's the end goal? I guess of all this evolution.
I'm not sure. I'll tell you one thing though.
Like, what
there's
are we
this,
evolving to?
apparently there's these two people that we're all related to in some sort of way.
Genghis Khan.
Don't know
Isn't he
who,
one of them?
but he lived in the BC area.
He
BC
was in like
time.
China, right?
No, I think it was in the Middle East.
I might be thinking of someone else.
Yeah, I think it was in the Middle East, dude. And then because of that person, like I think there's most of the major population is related to him
That's crazy.
and her. Those two
The other
people.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it makes sense. I mean, I could see it happening. Yeah,
why not? Like their DNA is like in everyone.
Like they had like one kid that married this person, and then married that person who was white, family. And then that person married someone that was Asian, and then that person married someone that was Mexican, and then think
about like all the Mexicans that have big ass families. Like they're leaving a big impact. Like they're having a big family tree. They're doing like the same shit basically now. Whereas like so many people are gonna have their DNA in the future.
But dog, think about this. Think about
crazy.
Think about you being you right now, right? And then like next thing you know, you get frozen, and then you wake up like fucking 2,000 years from now, and then you see a fucking Samoan family, and then they're all like, "Oh
they're
yeah,
all related to you still."
This is our grandpa," and then you see a picture of you, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Bro, that'd be crazy as shit. Yeah, this is different because we have big ass families, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, think about that. All your cousins, all your your brothers, your sisters, all your kids too, all their kids. Like, they're gonna spread the DNA everywhere.
So we're someone's DNA right now.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we're ancestors of people who aren't even Mexican.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's crazy, man. Like,
well, whatever they were back then. Too. It could be.
And at the end of the day, like, if you believe in it, I'm not.
Could have been generals, dog. Like, some of them could have been.
You know, I'm not here like tell people what to believe in, but like, if you believe in it, like, ultimately, it all goes back to like Adam and Eve. Like, we would ultimately all have their DNA.
Yeah.
But think about how crazy it is that all of those people that had us survived long enough to be able to like continue us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you have to keep the bloodline alive.
Right?
No pressure. It's like
every sperm that came was from like somebody that, you know, like managed to live long enough to be able to like.
It's always been the same way.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. We're just someone's
someone's offspring.
Yeah.
We're talking about like animals and shit, like fishes and birds. We're literally doing the same shit. We're just doing the same shit. We just live, we survive, we breed, and we have kids. And they do the same shit. They survive.
Well, we just eat them.
What the fuck? You said eat them?
Well, I mean,
yeah, fish and like.
Bro, we're talking about humans right now. That's why I say we're doing the same. We do the same shit as fishes.
But damn, think about every chicken though that's related to like the first chicken that came out. You know what I'm saying? And now
that's actually crazy.
Millions. Of those
some farms must have like generations of chickens, same generation. And that's how they evolved. That's technically how like they evolved chickens to be fatter, so that we can get more meat. That's how they do it. It's by getting like they breed the ones that they like. It's like, oh, this one's a little more fat. So let's make sure this one's the one that breeds. And then they keep that gene going, and then they get what they want. You know, they prioritize a certain gene, whichever they want. That's crazy, though. Like,
it is crazy.
Understanding how the universe works, like you can manipulate it in your own, like, to work for you. It's kind of
that's what they do with cows too. They get to like the buff ones, and then they inject it, and then do whatever the whole situation.
That's where dog breeding comes from.
Yeah,
you know?
like the what is it? The pugs, they have like the messed up nose, just because people people were like breeding them like that because they thought it was cute, and they can't even breathe. Like they struggle to breathe sometimes.
Yeah,
that's kind of sad, to be honest. They sound like they're suffocating.
Well,
I'm a pug.
I guess it's a good time to cut the podcast.
Yeah, it's a good time to wrap up.
All right, guys, it was nice talking to you guys again after a good break. Yes. This was Ramblings in a Basement.
Yes, we'll be back next week.
All right, guys.
Peace out.